Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to tackle one of the absolute most critical, yet somehow surprisingly misunderstood, aspects of personal finance. Today, we're building the ultimate financial safety net for Indian professionals. We're calling it the 10 Lakh Emergency Fund Blueprint. And look, we're not just going to sit here and vaguely talk about saving money. We are going to break down exactly how to calculate it, how to actually build it, and most importantly, how to protect it using a really structured approach that you can literally apply right away.
So here is our agenda for this explainer. First up, the ultimate safety net. Second, finding your magic number. Third, a three-phase building plan. Fourth, where to park your cash. Fifth, liquid funds and sweep-ins. And finally, mistakes you absolutely must avoid. Let's dive right in.
All right, Section 1, the ultimate safety net. Why you need a financial cushion today.
So here's the deal. In India, we just don't have the luxury of universal unemployment insurance or, completely free, comprehensive health care like some other countries might have. And what that means is the responsibility of protecting your lifestyle falls entirely on your own shoulders. So I want you to really think about it for a second. Could you survive 6 months without a single paycheck? The truth is, most people don't even think about an emergency fund until the exact day they desperately need one. It's that unexpected layoff email on a random Tuesday morning, right? Or a car that just completely breaks down out of nowhere, or a medical bill that lands on your desk after your insurance has already paid its share. That right there is the reality check we are solving for today.
This brings us to a really crucial philosophy for today. Your emergency fund is, in a very real sense, your own private safety net. This protective shield absolutely must be fully established before you even think about long-term investing. Honestly, this is the very foundation of your entire financial house. Without it, the whole shebang is at risk.
Moving on to Section 2, finding your magic number. Because, let's be real, not everyone actually needs a flat 10 lakh.
Here is the secret. Your target depends entirely on your specific income predictability and your expense profile. Let's break down what we call the 3-6-12-month rule. If you're a salaried employee in a highly stable government or PSU sector, having about 3 to 4 months of expenses saved up is generally enough, since the risk of job loss is pretty low. But if you're salaried in the private sector where layoffs can literally happen with little to no warning, you really need 6 months. Now, if you are self-employed or you run a business, you've got to aim for 9 months, mainly because your income fluctuates, not just your expenses. And what about freelancers or gig workers? Well, you need 9 to 12 months because you simply have no fixed pay cycle.
Okay, but what exactly are we multiplying here? We are talking strictly about essential expenses. We're talking rent, your home loan EMIs, groceries, school fees, insurance premiums, and utility bills. Notice what's missing from that list? Yeah, no streaming subscriptions, no weekend dining out. Let's face it, in a true emergency, that Netflix binging is going to have to take a backseat anyway. If you include your lifestyle spending in this calculation, you're just going to inflate your target unnecessarily and make the whole goal feel completely impossible. We've got to keep it realistic.
Which brings us to Section 3, the three-phase building plan, a step-by-step path to your target. Look, staring down a massive target like 10 lakh rupees can be incredibly daunting. If you just stare at that big, giant number, you might actually never start. So we're going to break it down into a chronological journey. Phase 1 is your starter buffer. Just get 50,000 rupees saved up. Seriously, don't wait for the full amount to feel the benefit. This 50K alone covers a surprise bike repair or a hospital copay. Once you have that, Phase 2 is hitting the 3-month expense mark. This is where you just automate your savings the exact day your salary hits your account. And finally, Phase 3 is the long stretch to your full target. This is where you leverage windfalls, redirect that Diwali bonus, that annual increment, or your tax refund straight into the fund to finally cross the finish line.
Let's look at what this takes practically. 41,700 rupees. That is the exact monthly saving required for a single-income salaried household to hit a 10 lakh target in exactly 24 months. And keep in mind, that calculation doesn't even factor in the amazing tailwinds of interest you'll be earning along the way. If you're earning, say, 6 or 7% on this money while you build it, you're actually going to hit that target even faster.
All right, Section 4, where to park your cash, balancing liquidity with returns. So once you start accumulating all this money, where should it actually live? You obviously can't just leave it in your everyday spending account, but you also definitely can't lock it away for 5 years where you can't touch it. The perfect solution here is the 40-40-20 rule. You put 40% in a savings account or a sweep-in fixed deposit for absolute, instant, same-day access. Then you put another 40% into a liquid mutual fund, which gives you slightly better returns with next-day access.
And that final 20%? That goes into a short-term FD that doesn't have premature withdrawal penalties. This is exactly how you optimize for both safety and yield.
Let's dig into Section 5, liquid funds and sweep-ins, the absolute best tools for the job.
Let's look a little closer at those specific instruments, starting with the sweep-in FD. Think of it as an automated bridge. It connects your standard savings account directly over to a fixed deposit. So, if you write a check or make a UPI payment that suddenly exceeds your savings balance, the system instantly pulls just the required cash from your FD to cover the deficit. You don't have to break the whole FD. You get the higher earning power of a fixed deposit on the bulk of your money. But you still keep the penalty-free instant liquidity of a daily savings account. Pretty brilliant, right? Now you might be wondering, how do liquid mutual funds compare to sweep-in FDs? Well, liquid funds invest in short-term debt instruments that mature in under 91 days. They historically offer around 6.9% returns, but access is usually T+1, meaning you get the money the next business day. Sweep-in FDs, on the other hand, give you instant, same-day access, but the trade-off is a slightly lower return, typically hovering around 5.5 to 6.5%. Oh, and just a quick heads up, both of these options are fully taxable at your personal income slab rate.
If we look at some of the top players in the liquid fund space right now, like Aditya Birla, Edelweiss, and Axis, they are offering one-year returns around 6.4 to 6.5%. But the absolutely crucial data point you want to look at here is the expense ratio. They are all well under 1%, which is great because it maximizes your returns. And look at the exit load. There is literally no penalty to withdraw your money after just 7 days of holding it. So they are highly liquid, very low cost, and remarkably stable.
Finally, Section 6, mistakes you must avoid, because we definitely don't want to wreck your safety net. Okay, you've done the math, you've picked your instruments, but there are a few fatal flaws that cause financial cushions to completely fail right when you need them the most. We already talked about not counting lifestyle spending as essential, but look at this second one. Starting an SIP, a systematic investment plan in stocks, before this emergency fund even exists. Guys, if a market crash and a job loss happen at the exact same time, which, let's be honest, they often do, you will be forced to sell your investments at a massive loss just to pay your rent. Also, do not keep this emergency money in your daily UPI account, or you are for sure going to be tempted to use it for some discounted gadget online. Also, don't forget to factor in your EMIs when calculating your target. And finally, if you actually use the fund for a real emergency, your very next immediate priority must be replenishing it. So I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to chew on. Is your current bank balance truly protecting you against the unexpected, or is it time to hit pause on everything else and build your real safety net today? Please don't wait for an emergency to arrive to realize you aren't prepared. Calculate your magic number right now, open that separate account, and take absolute control of your financial blueprint. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy building.